Hi. That's like my thing. It's just waving hi. Episode
Push pause?
7. No, not pushing pause.
Yes, in your teeth.
No, do I really? No, I don't. Oh man.
Are you gonna leave that in?
No, I'm taking that out. I'm the power of the editing, so.
All right, so 1, 2, 3.
I already said hi.
Action.
Episode 7.
Yeah, I wasn't too sure on the last one.
Your mental health issues and physical issues and
Hey, but at least on the bright side,
burnout.
at least they know we
issues.
real. At least they know we deal with real stuff. It ain't always going to end on a happy note.
It's not me crying.
Oh, I didn't cry, but I
No, I'm just saying, like, usually it's my butt crying. I said, come here. Yay. I get. Girl. Seriously? Yeah.
Every time.
Every time you record.
The Adventures of Theresa and Cappy.
I mean, that's not what it's called.
No, that's what it seems like. The sidekick
Good, I
dog.
almost fell. So, I guess the topic we were like discussing off camera of like what we could possibly even discuss, because I'm not knowledgeable in this at all. So it's gonna be interesting how we're gonna talk about this. But was AI, artificial intelligence?
No, I was just curious. When you were basically calling me out, you were saying like, oh, AI is this and AI is that. And I was curious on your thoughts about it because like,
I guess like a thought.
I work with AI in my industry. I don't say I'm a full supporter of AI, but at the same time, I understand the tools that AI can be offered if you utilize it as a tool. Where I guess I'm starting to see some concerns. When you replace human activity, human connection. Yes, YouTube is great. It gets across to millions and millions of people. Social media is great when used properly. It gets you connected with millions and millions of people. But what is truly connected?
I guess that's it depends on the person's definition of what connection is.
And that's my point. Our generation is a generation that can still remember analog going into digital. But we were like one of the first generations to actually see the home computer become a home computer, the personal laptop, the personal desktop. You know what I mean? You and I both remember what it looks like to have a phone that actually spins on a dial connected to the wall.
That's definitely my grandparents.
But I'm saying you and I remember that.
Yeah.
Remember the payphones you could walk up to out on the streets?
I remember them, but I never used them.
That's fine. But my point is getting out of the world and being connected with people and actually having an actual physical communication with somebody.
Face-to-face versus like digital.
Yeah. I just find it interesting on how AI is being used, but I find it also disconcerting on how it's replacing the human element.
When you say disconcerting, or do you mean concerning?
Concerning, sorry, still tired. Yeah, there goes my college education right there for you folks. Can I shout out? No, I ain't gonna shout out.
No, I would leave it for now because that's putting too much information out there. But I was gonna say,
I got a degree and I still can't speak a proper English.
My English is, I mean, technically, English is my second language because I learned Tagalog first.
Whatevers.
But I was just like, wait.
So all I'm saying is this: my concerns are. I read an article, it was really cool. An individual, going back to what we were talking last time, was talking about mental health. And then, in a sense, they uploaded as much data and content, so I'm imagining they probably paid for their ChatGPT or something. I don't remember which...
The newest, latest version, whatever.
Whatever it was, I think they subscribed to it because the free AI tools that are out there will not allow you to do such personal information update. There's parameters for good reasons out there, but this individual I think was paying for their subscription for their use, whatever AI platform, and it basically self-diagnosed. It was their own therapeutic processes being fed back to them based on the input they put when they were using ChatGPT in a sense to express and get their feelings. Going back to the last episode where I have a problem and tendency to bottle stuff up, but I slowly talk about it now. And I found it interesting because when we use AI for my company, we are taking data points of different factors, different scenarios, different supportive options based on what we offer services and products for. And when you start treating yourself in that sense, I could see the benefit to where AI can actually analyze what would be considered your algorithm. You've broken yourself down to an analytical data point. I'm not a big fan of that, but I get why it can be done. The unique thing was this person got themselves out of depression. This person got themselves out of a very dark spot. The concern was do people feel so isolated when we are so connected more now than ever that you had to get self-diagnosed by a fictitious doctor that you've created? So in a sense, in your own words, you've uploaded your own essence to have the analytics fed back to you to help you get out of that funk. I just have some concerns with that.
And see, I think that's where it's really going to depend on the individual's definition of connection. Because everyone's definition of connection could be different. It could be like, great, I'm connected with everyone on social media because I can see what their lives are. I can see what they're doing. I can see where they're at. They can see what's going on in my life, blah, blah, blah. But obviously, as we all know, with social media, they're only showing the good sides. They're not showing the everyday problems, the everyday routine, the challenges that people face on a daily basis. They're only getting the highlights. And as for the connection for AI, I remember I was watching that documentary or that news piece or something where it was just basically, don't use AI as your doctor. Because like you said, you're uploading your personal information, you're uploading your medical information or whatever information you're putting out there.
And then history.
And the AI is just basically taking that, showing the patterns, showing what information it knows of, and then just spitting it back at you in a way that you can understand and be like, oh, this is what's going on. This is what I could possibly do.
I get concerned for this because right now AI is so new. And I can tell you by now, in the next couple of years, I'm fairly confident to what we know the world as is now will be night and day different in the next 2 years versus to what we used to think was science fiction to what is reality took 10, maybe 20, and in some cases 30 plus years since both you and I are in our 40s. The exponential growth at what AI is about to accomplish, whether if you agree with it or not, and I would just say this, and I even agree with the article, you would be foolish not to accept that change is here, maybe faster than expected. And to say that, I'm not too worried about it, or it's not that big of a deal, I believe is, in a sense, foolish on your part for not taking it serious enough. Not saying you have to be involved, because here's the thing. One thing to self-diagnose, there's a purpose and an intention between two people talking. Most cases, when you're dealing with therapy, mental health, and counseling of sorts, a lot of times the person doing the diagnosis and hearing you out says very little because they're looking for the key points. They actually want you to talk about yourself. And when you do talk about yourself and you do get comfortable getting into that space about the good, the bad, you are giving away certain key elements that a professional can look for. Now, the flip side to that is the professional, they can manipulate that any way they want. AI is not manipulating right now. It is analyzing what is available, loaded into the system to go ahead and put it, as you said, in a way that explains to you. But now that's going to be constantly there. Data about you is constantly there.
See, I think you're pulling up the concern of like your personal data being put there. But for me, it's going to be putting it into an AI platform where the AI can actually just see, here's the raw data, here's the facts, versus a professional. And I'm not discrediting therapists or doctors or anything, because obviously I'm not one.
Psychology degree.
I'm not putting I don't want to see and analyze people.
Yeah.
As a disclaimer, we're not medically trained or anything like in that sense to be providing advice. Obviously, this is just our opinion. But going from an AI that's going to take the data that we provide and basically spit it back out in a uniformed way that we can understand, be like, okay, here's the patterns, here's the information, here's the raw data back at you. A professional has to take the information of whatever you give them and then they have to analyze it, versus an AI can do it in a second, while a professional will have to take their expertise, take all their experiences, and then analyze you, and they technically could be wrong. And I'm not saying AI can't be wrong, because they're only going to be giving you the information or the answer to you based on the information that you provided.
But that's my point. Based on the information you provided, you don't get a different outcome on it because it is just data. Mm-hmm. AI can't be wrong or right. That's the thing I think a lot of people get confused. AI is not wrong or right. It's only providing you data received.
Mm-hmm. A more organized way.
Well, if you already have a disconnect of human interaction, physical interactions with other beings, and then all of a sudden you start relying more on technology, and the only connection you have is through Facebook, Messenger, whatever's. Again, it was just my mind wandering on that, because I feel like AI for the tool that it could be is being directed in a way that's going to take away from the human element. But the downfall to that is we are so digitally connected with each other, we are humanly disconnected.
Basically, the EQ is being lost.
Explain EQ.
Emotional quotient intelligence. It's basically how to be able to read a room, how to be able to realize, okay, that person looks like they're angry, or how to deal with people on an emotional level.
And that's what I was curious about your take on AI, because I don't do social media. I forgot how many years now I've been off of it. Best choice for me that I've ever made. Flip side to that is we have Toasty Candy on all the social media platforms.
Which, by the way, please follow.
And it makes sense for why we have that. It's a tool, it's a business purpose, it reaches millions.
Keyword there, tool. And AI is also a tool.
So I was curious on what you were thinking about it.
I obviously love AI. I'm team AI all day. Now, obviously, I don't go and feed into the whole conspiracy theories or all the stuff that's out there that people are feeding into the fear of AI, because then I'm afraid I'm going to end up like hating it or something, or being fearful of it because it's something that I don't fully understand, at least on the back end of it. But I like it as a tool. I enjoy it as a tool.
Oh, quantum mechanics will scare the crap out of you.
Yeah, I'm not there yet.
For all my conspiracy theorists out there, quantum computing, quantum mechanics, technical read, but you really want a good horror story that's real? Enjoy.
I mean, do you have a book to recommend?
Nope. All you got to do is just search quantum mechanics and quantum theory and quantum computing. And for those that know,
Quantum manifestation.
The other thing is, I was just curious about it because you and I use AI pretty frequently. And for my line of work, it actually does help. Sad part is AI is going to replace quite a bit of people's jobs. But in the sense of how we do it now, but not in the sense of permanent replacement.
Okay, that's where I think when it comes to the fear of AI, we'll be like, oh, it's going to replace jobs. But also think about, if you actually learn how to use AI as a tool and you learn the mechanics behind it, then it could create a job that's replacing these old, outdated jobs.
But the flip side to that is, why I bring this up, is that at what expense are you worth now? Because if you're to be employed by a company, a lot of times experience will get you a little bit more, because experience, knowledge, know-how versus certificate or a degree. If AI can replace that kind of concept, how do you value that individual now and compensate them for what they believe to be fair market value?
And I think that's where the market's driving it, because it's like, I don't know. There's
scary, right?
No, I don't see it scary. It's just like, okay, I feel like this is the old man in you is like, oh, technology is scary. And it's like, no, just you go with it. Like, I don't have fear in it. I guess that's the thing.
I have concerns. I don't fear it, but I do have concerns because for a lot of people who are not taking AI serious, and I'm not saying serious like, oh, I need to fear it. No, what I'm saying, for a lot of people who aren't taking AI serious in its investment, in its outlook, in general, what it can do. This is going to be another pivotal moment in human history, just like when we introduced steam engines, just like when we introduced the automobile, just like we introduced large-scale manufacturing. This is going to be one of those pivotal moments, and those that know their history know how much that changed the world. And I don't fear it. I use it daily. The flip side, to keep it on positive for you, happy, shiny, sparkly, AI has plotted out stuff for us on a business level.
Yeah.
That's actually got us a lot closer, because it's being able to provide us more information that normally we would have a harder time trying to find.
It helps provide some focus. Again, the data that I'm putting in, it's able to spit back an answer that's more organized and something that I can understand.
So I was just curious on that simple topic.
So, bottom line, AI.
Wow, they're almost less than 10 episodes in. Now they're seeing disagreements. How do they make it 17 years? No, it's the reality of the channel. These are conversations that I think people don't think are being had, that people do have.
This one's a little bit shorter than our normal ones, but hey, again, if there's topics that you want us to discuss or things that you're curious about, put them in the comments.
I got a controversial one before you end it.
Gosh, this is what happened to another episode where I was like, oh, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. 30 minutes later.
Dave Chappelle show.
I know. I need to have that flashing. But go ahead.
So AI is able to go ahead and get you all the preacher's information.
No,
AI is able to get you all the content in biblical context.
And then interpret it for you, or at least give you a summary of what it thinks it should be interpreted as.
So though it's done with proper intention, though it's going from data based on all the different varieties of And I'm not just talking the Christian. I'm talking like all major religion.
30 minutes later.
Does it replace? Are you okay with that replacing the congregation in the communion amongst other fellow worshipers? Now, knowing you have the pastor, the priest, the whatevers, the bishop, now in the palm of your phone.
I think, again, bottom line, as I said earlier, what I was trying to wrap up, is AI is a tool. It's not going to be your pastor. It's not going to be your therapist. It's not going to be your medical doctor. It's a tool to utilize to provide information, because before AI, before like the ChatGPTs of the world, we still had information at the palm of our hand, but we still had to know how to critically answer or ask the certain question of what information we're looking for. Now with ChatGPT, I have been watching it as it's been progressing, because now it's on like the version 5 or whatever version it is right now. I have noticed when I ask a question, it is now scanning the internet and it's showing the little bubbles, like if it's coming from CNN or if it's coming from whatever websites it's pulling from. It's now taking the time that it would have taken me hours researching an answer for something, to now it's just giving me a overall summary of what I'm asking. It's going to give me a summary of everything that's out there. So now when it comes to religious aspects of stuff, no, because it's irritating, because I wanted to wrap up and finish and move on to the next. So when it comes to the religious aspects of it, sometimes it's like some of the verses, especially when we're trying to read out of this book that's, I forgot how old this Bible is.
Old. That Bible is pretty old.
But it has the old speech of thy, they, the hisms, or whatever the heck they are.
This, thy hither, thy not, thou, them, they, this.
So we still read it, and my poor 10-year-old, she's like struggling. She's like, what is this word? But when it's coming to the bottom point of the passage that we're reading, yes, I will use ChatGPT. I'm like, okay, here's the passage that we're reading. Give me a summary. What does it mean? And yes, it can get dangerous where it's interpreting what that religion is, because it's going to be pulling from everything, but it at least gives me a basic modern day understanding of how is this passage applied for me today.
But what did it take away?
Pastor? I don't know.
Critical thinking. And that's where we disagree.
No.
Critical thinking is, I'll let you end, but I'm going to throw this out there. Critical thinking is part of the human element. But when you say, nah, whatever, that's my point. That's what concerns me.
Thinking is still a skill that is needed. But the thing is, I'm not going to be depending on the tool in a sense that I still have to ask it the proper question.
For my 10-year-old, I tell it to give me the summary. I no longer have to do the critical thinking versus me.
Because I don't understand
this is how it's interpreted.
But no.
Critical thinking. If you don't understand, how do you go research it?
I have to ask the right question, because I can't just be like, hey, translate this for me. But I still have to read it myself and understand it.
We'll agree to disagree.
No,
these are the fun ones.
No, it's annoying ones.
You can end it now.
You know what? Like and subscribe, because this Cap and Bar over here is annoying the crap out of me.